Welcome back to the Landry Hat YouTube channel. I am your host, Zach. Yes, I have my own YouTube channel at Double Move if you guys want more Cowboys content, but I'm taking over for FanSided this season. So, in today's video, I wanted to take a look at a Cowboys linebacker that's gotten quite a bit of criticism from Cowboys fans. If you guys watch the All-22 or you've seen videos, Kenneth Murray has really struggled this year. He's been missing his reads, he hasn't been that great in coverage, and I think a lot of that just comes from him not being able to see and process things very well. He just seems like he's like a half a step behind and seeing something, and you can't be a half a step behind in the NFL. But with Matt Eberflus kind of changing things up, asking him to do some different stuff, putting him in man coverage situations, he was much more confident, much more aware of what was going on, and that's what I want to look at in today's video. With DeMarvion Overshown coming back and Kenneth Murray playing like he did against Washington, I think Dallas might actually have a pretty decent linebacker room. I also like Maris Leafau, but it's going to hinge on Kenneth Murray playing like he did in this game, continuing to do that going forward. So let's look at the film for Kenneth Murray. We're going to start this video off with a play, and the Cowboys are in man coverage across the board. Man coverage down here, that means that Kenneth Murray has the running back, man coverage up here and right here, which means there's no dropping back, trying to figure out where the running back's going. He doesn't have any parts of the field other than worrying about this one guy, the running back. What is the running back doing? Usually with the Cowboys spot dropping in zone, they've done a lot of, putting him back here, and then he's got to read and react to what's happening with the quarterback's eyes and what's happening with the route combinations over here. But on this play, it uses his athleticism, his ability to read and react, get downhill, because he's extremely athletic. So the Commanders are going to throw this ball out here to Merritt. They're going to have blockers out in front. The Cowboys do have numbers over here, and that's Kenneth Murray's guy. All it is get downhill and make the tackle. Look at that closing speed. He's extremely, extremely athletic. How much ground he makes up in just that little bit of time before the ball even arrives. Like, the athleticism is top-notch. He's made up 11, 12 yards before Merritt even catches this ball. And then it's just go make the tackle for Kenneth Murray, and he does just that. I believe that was for no gain or a 1-yard loss, and he hasn't had a ton of TFLs this year. But you guys see, when he sees it, when he knows what he's seeing and can diagnose it, he can get downhill in a hurry, and he does just that right here against Merritt. An impressive play by Murray, and one that kind of took me by surprise. Like, I was surprised that he was playing as well as he was in this game. And the main criticism has been his run fit. Sometimes he just looks lost and kind of running himself out of the play, not seeing everything correctly. But when he trusts himself and he gets downhill, he can make some plays. Washington's going to go with a zone run to the left. All of these big guys taking a step out here. They're going to work this ball to the left side of the field. Murray doesn't fall for this eye candy. You can already see him going that way, and you might want him to try to jump that gap a little bit sooner. You see what the center and the guards are doing up here with the double team blocks. With Murray being where he was, just kind of cutting over those double teams and maybe getting in this gap sooner for a tackle for loss. But you can tell he understands what he's seeing. He's kind of waiting to trust himself, and then once he sees this gap open up, then he sticks his foot in the ground and gets downhill. That forces Merritt to cut back this way because there's nowhere for him to run, and then Jadeveon Clowney is able to clean that up and get the tackle. Much better than what we've seen in the past, and especially after that Panthers game, watching the film with these linebackers, to see Kenneth Murray trusting himself, trusting what he's seeing in front of him with the offensive line is a plus for the Cowboys. Another really good run fit. The Commanders are going really heavy. They got a tight end, an extra lineman on this side of the field, another tight end over here, but it's just going to be a simple run right through this gap. Kenny Clark and the defensive tackles do a good job of muddying up the waters right here, not letting guys get to the second level and get their hands on the linebackers. Sam Williams is going to cut down inside, which is just something that he absolutely loves to do on run plays, whether it works out or not. But Murray's just going to read the running back, and as soon as he makes this cut, he sees this gap over here. Once Merritt cuts, he's going to fill that gap and then make the tackle again for a 1 to 2 yard gain. I mean, how long has it been since we've seen the Cowboys make a tackle for 1 or 2 yard gain in the running game. Another example of if he sees it, he can make a play. He's that athletic. The Commanders do a really good job of creating a lot of eye candy. They have Jalen Lane motioning across the formation. They're going to fake the handoff, or it's going to be a read option with Daniels and Merritt. Both of those guys are a threat, but Kenneth Murray and Jadeveon Clowney as well do a good job of pretty much taking all of the options away. Daniels decides to pull it. Clowney sidesteps that tight end. He's going to crash down on the running back. Daniels is going to pull this, and they're going to use Ertz as a lead blocker. But as you can see right here, Kenneth Murray's already diving down on this. So with Clowney taking the running back, Murray's just got to go make a play. And Daniels sees immediately that Kenneth Murray's already at the line of scrimmage by the time that Daniels is deciding to run with this ball. He's going to try to cut back inside, which forces him into other defenders. Murray doesn't quite make the tackle, but he slows him down just enough, and it's another 1 to 2 yard gain. A bunch of guys do a really good job on this play with Clowney crashing on the running back. Murray's already over here. And with the athleticism, even with a quarterback like Jaden Daniels, he's going to be able to make this play, forces him back inside, and then Shamar James is there to clean it up. I really loved what I saw from him in this game. I also liked how Matt Eberflus used him as the quarterback spy, and I believe he's the quarterback spy on this play as well, right in the middle of the field, down in the red zone. Daniels isn't going to like what he sees. He's forced outside the pocket. Maris Leofau is going to crash down on this. Kenneth Murray in the middle of the field right here. All of these guys are one-on-one. With Maris crashing down, Kenneth Murray needs to make sure that he doesn't over-pursue Daniels, because if he makes both of these guys miss, he's got a whole lot of green grass, especially with your DBs having their back turned in man coverage. So he's going to work parallel to the line of scrimmage. If he works this way and then Daniels cuts the ball back up towards the middle of the field, it might be a touchdown. So he's going to work parallel, see what happens with Maris. Maris is going to miss the tackle. Murray sees that, forces him out of bounds, and I believe that counted as a sack for Kenneth Murray. I just thought he was so much better in this game. There was still some things he really needed to work on, but his ability, his athleticism is off the charts. It's just getting this guy to see and believe what he is seeing, not second-guessing himself, not questioning, just read, react, get downhill. And I think what Eberflus decided to do against the Commanders fits his skill set better than what we've seen in weeks past. So shout out to Kenneth Murray. A lot of people have talked negatively about him. I wanted to get on here and talk positively about him because I thought he had a really good game. And if he can keep this up, I'm not saying he will. So that's all I got for you guys today on the Landry Hat. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you very, very soon, probably a little bit later today with a podcast with Foots breaking down the Cowboys versus Broncos and maybe a little bit of Commanders as well. I'll see you guys there.